Consumer staple stocks getting crushed this year, but there is one name that is winning the food fight. Grubhub, the delivery service stock, up nearly 100% in 2018, on track for its best year ever. Dom's in the newsroom, breaking it all down. Hey, Dom.
Well, Melissa, when it comes to eating, it's been really a food fight between food stocks, and maybe one telling example lies within the trading action we've seen in shares of Campbell Soup versus, say, Grubhub. Both companies, of course, there to help customers have a more convenient dining experience, and investors are at maybe a bit of a crossroads of sorts. Like many other consumer staples companies, Campbell's has been struggling to tell its story and to get investors excited about its future growth prospects, if there are any there to be had. It's reached a stage where activist investor Dan Loeb and his Third Point hedge fund have taken a stake in Campbell's, and they're pushing for change, maybe even a possible sale of the company. Shares of Campbell have now lost around 17% of their value just on a year-to-date basis, and it pushed its market cap down to around $12 billion. Meanwhile, you've got Grubhub, that e-commerce platform that really exists to connect restaurants to diners, help them get their food picked up or even delivered. Earlier this year, you may recall Grubhub announced that big partnership with fast food giant Yum Brands that involved a $200 million investment in it, as well as a Yum exec joining its board of directors. Shares of Grubhub, conversely, have nearly doubled just so far this year, which makes it worth over $12 billion. And Melissa, the question becomes, will traditional consumer staples companies be able to adapt, to survive and thrive against faster-growing food-related rivals? At least for right now, it looks like the new food trade is outperforming the old food trade. Back over to you guys.
All right, Dom, thanks. Dom Chu in the newsroom. Question here. When was the last time, Tim, you opened a can of Campbell Soup?
Let's see. Probably when I kicked the slats out of my cradle. I don't know. It's been a long time.
And when was the last time you ordered in?
3 nights ago.
All right. So does that encapsulate this trade?
No. I mean, I love Campbell Soup. The chunky stuff, you get the can open, or you open that stuff, put it in for about 30 seconds. And
do you put the can in the microwave, guy?
No, I don't put the can in the microwave, Tim.
Maybe you're not the right person to ask.
Of course I'm not the right person to ask.
But they are turning a corner. They're trying to make it a more healthier food choice.
Right.
And I'm sure we've eaten stuff from Campbell's that's not in that Campbell's jar or can, I should say.
Sure.
So there's sauces, there's biscuits, there's a bunch of frozen foods. So there's a lot of other aspects than the one that we all associate the Andy Warhol with.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's the change is where you're going to make money in stock. So when this company starts to turn things around, that's the unanticipated change. So now I've got an activist in there. They are potentially going to change things. So, you know, to me, this is a value trade.
Oh.
See how I did that? I bookended it.
Yeah.
You're expecting Campbell Soup to turn it around? I mean, you know, look, the bottom line
here is I think
it's up 20% since June.
I think it's apples and oranges. Ultimately, this is the mechanism for possibly getting your tomato can guy. But ultimately, I think it tells you who owns the consumer is who gets the valuation, and the multiple in Grubhub, while it seems silly, ultimately, these guys clearly control the consumer.
So you would rather,
I would rather.
if we could play that game as well.
We just did.
There you go. No, that's no faded.
It's the wrong game. I'm with Tim on this one.
Yeah.
The daily, they call them, the people that get the Grubhub, they call them grubs. So
is that what it is? I didn't even know that. Are you serious?
I listened to they call them the grubs, and the grubs were up 35% year over year. So to Tim's point, although valuation on a price to earnings multiple seems high, their growth in terms of grubs and other metrics makes sense. So I think you can actually stay with this thing.
Aren't grubs like little
grubs live in my lawn?
I don't think you're negative Grubhub, though. I wasn't negative Grubhub. You know, and by the way, Square,
I would rather Campbell pork and beans.
Square has a food delivery business of its own, and that's up 133% year to date, still long.